in this video we're going to go through how to do lead research, so how to understand whether or not a property works or not. So there's two ways of doing this. The obvious one is to go to lead research, and we'll do that first. So you've logged into dashboard. On the left hand side it's my lead research, and we can do our DD on a property. So let's assume we've got a property in SA5 and it is a house and it has 2 bedrooms. It's nice and simple, okay? Really quick, easy way of checking out a property. So I'll scroll down to the bottom. That should be the most recent one. There we go. So immediately SA5 2-bedroom house. I can see that the asking prices are about steady. They're 0, but the rents are up and the demand is through the roof, which is fantastic, because that means that let's just move that little bit out of the way. That means that demand is much higher than elsewhere in Swansea in the SA postcode. So that's why this little blue arrow is all the way over to the green. High demand, 41% is really good, so it's all the way over there to max. Asking rents are up 4.6%. That's more in the middle. That's pretty average for the SA postcodes, and the asking prices are slightly down. That's good though. We certainly seem to be at the start of a growth cycle looking at demand. So I'm doing my due diligence super quick. I also know the average price of a property in that area today. Asking price is £141,561. Nice to know. I've also got the interquartile range, or like the middle of the range of prices, not the outliers, the 500,000s and the 50,000s. This is where most of the properties sit, between 117 and 153. So that's really interesting to know, because that gives me an indication if I bought something cheaper end of the market, 117, and I improved it, what could it potentially be worth? The top end of the market is about 153. Now I might want to do a bit more due diligence. Click on show more, and now I get a really great report which gives me a breakdown of the range of prices, all of the different stuff that there is in this area. And you can see, if you click on any of these little yellow dots, you can see what the price is and what the listing is. So if I want to see that property, I click on it and it takes me straight to the advert. So there it is. It's pretty, isn't it? This one happens to be on the market. Doesn't matter which poll it's on, they're all here. Also, for sold prices, so I can quickly check out the sold prices of properties, and that's quite interesting as well, because it tells me that the average is 141, but the average selling is 135. So they're pretty close, aren't they? People aren't getting massive reductions in property values when it comes to buying. There's only one property for rent in the whole area. That's incredible, isn't it? There used to be hundreds in this area. 775. Is the property in this area, and again we can see it there. If we click on it, it'll take us to the listing. We've also got the typical yield in the area, the income, the rent affordability, and the sales affordability. And then if we scroll a little bit further down, we've got the different price changes over the months, where the market's been. It's been zigging and zagging, up and down, which generally been high. And you can also see demand. We can see the dip towards the tail end of the year, but you can see it's been gradually climbing back up to almost summer last year, summer in 2021, which was a very busy time for the property market. And then we got all of the estate agents. So I can do my due diligence super quickly. I can put this into a table, and I can download it to Excel to do a little bit more. But I've got all of the main information that I need at my fingertips here. Now, if you want to use this to negotiate, you can download it as a PDF and send it to people, or you can save it. And again, it's just a really versatile and useful analysis of a property. But there's a second way. Let's assume we search for a property. We'll do SA5. And there we go, we've got a list of properties. And let's assume that we particularly like the look of a property in this area. Let's pick one. We pick this one, £10,000 property. We like that. Okay, so what we'll do, and we've done this in previous videos, we'll add it to Deal Analyzer. This is another way for us to do our property due diligence. So we put that in and we pick the address, wait for the drop down to catch up. There we go. And then we save it. So we've put that into my deal analyzer, different part of the software. Okay, so deal analyzer, familiarise yourself with it. If you're not sure how deal analyzer works, you can check out our other videos for deal analyzer, particularly the one where we search or we save our searches, save our property leads. But in this instance, what I'm going to do is two places I can go. First of all, I can do exactly what I've just done by adding it to lead research. So it'll do exactly the same. I'll click on that just to show you. It will go away and it'll take that information and it'll add it to where we've just been. So if I scroll down to the bottom, there is an SA5 3-bedroom house. That's the one we've just looked at. Okay, and I can do exactly the same thing. But if I go back, you'll also notice I've got market insights. So this is a slightly different view of lead research. Now we've got that same data again, but we can also go one level lower. This is for the data for 3-bedroom properties in SA5, but I can actually go one level lower, look at terraced houses. You can see what the prices are for terraced houses in that area. And also I've got all of the whole market there, plus I've got comparables that have been listed for sale, that have been listed for rent, and that have been sold recently. And then if you go down, then we can see other properties from land registry. So I've got all of the data that I could possibly need to make a decision about this property, what it's potentially worth, what the average asking price is in this area, what the demand looks like, what the rents and the asking prices are doing, and also what comparable properties have been sold in that area. So doing due diligence takes literally a couple of seconds. It doesn't take long, and again, the beauty of our software is this is saved. Right, so you can keep coming back to these properties and checking out the latest data. So if I went perhaps in deal analyzer, went for a property that I looked at some time ago. Let's look at this one, 74 Swansea Road. That was back in November last year, so that's about, at the time of recording, about 5 months ago. And I can view that property by clicking view, and there is that property, and I can look at the market insights. Now these market insights are today's insights, so even though I looked at it 4, 5, 6 months ago, I can actually look at the market statistics for today and understand what's going on in that area. So really powerful, really quick way of doing due diligence on your existing properties and your properties from pipeline from a long time ago. You'll often get called up by agents asking if you're still interested in a property. This is the place you go. Hope that was helpful. See you in another video.